to your DriTri prep workshop via YouTube. We're so glad that you guys are here watching this to make a plan for your DriTri. As coaches, it is our biggest desire to root you on and have you enter the DriTri with a plan. So in this video, you're going to find a plan to master your 2,000 row with energy in the reserves for the rest of your DriTri. We're going to talk about form on the weight floor, as well as coming up with a magic number or rep count that's going to help you to manage energy on the weight floor as well. And then also, we're going to talk about some 5K pacing strategies for the treadmill. So you guys get ready, get your notebook ready, and let's make a plan for your DriTri.
Hey guys, I'm Brooklyn. I'm the coach here at the Meridian Studio, and I'm super excited to be making this video for y'all in order to crush your 2,000 meter row for the DriTri. So let's go and get started. All right, first things first, this is not a PR, not a personal record. Remembering that you have 3 whole challenges to complete, not just one, with the rower being the first challenge. So we're not going for a personal record here. But if you know your 2,000 meter row benchmark time, think about adding 1 minute to that time when you do this row for the DriTri. For instance, if I got 8 minutes on my benchmark for that 2,000 meter row, I'm gonna go for 9 minutes when I do this row for the DriTri. Now, if you don't know your 2,000 meter row best time, think about aiming for anywhere in between 6 to 10 minutes. It's that base to push feel, and if at any point you enter into that red zone with your heart rate, that's kind of your cue to pull back a little bit. All right guys, so a great way to keep track of your 2,000 meter row is taking a look at your 500 meter split time. We're going to divide your 2,000 meter row into 4 quarters, 500 meters for each quarter. Okay, so again, if I'm going for 9 minutes on my 2,000 meter row, I'm gonna divide that 9 by 4 for 4 quarters. That gives me around 2 minutes and 25 seconds that I wanna see on my split time for the majority of the row. Now, you can manipulate this split time a couple different ways. First way being your watts. That's how hard you're pushing with your feet off those foot plates and how hard you're driving back with those legs, basically how much power you're generating. Or your stroke rate, which is how fast you're rowing and how long you're pausing at the back of that row. Now, real quick, a great stroke rate to follow for the majority of the row is anywhere between 24 to 26. That'll give you that base to push feel. Okay, so let's go and see what that row could look like. All right, so first step when you row is driving back with your legs for 60% of your power. That's the majority of your power coming from your legs. 20% of your power coming from your core, and the remaining 20% coming from your arms for your third step. On the way forward, we're going reverse order. Arms, core, legs. Legs, core, arms, arms, core, legs. Okay, one common mistake we want to stay away from is on the way forward from that row, bending those knees and then bringing that handlebar over. That kind of causes that little arch as you bring that handlebar forward, which makes the power go into your stomach, and we want to keep it in your legs. So on the way forward, we're looking for one straight line as we bring that handlebar forward, lean forward with that core so the handlebar passes my knees, and then bend those knees. Legs, core, arms, arms, core, legs. All right, y'all, so you've passed that halfway point. You're feeling tired, but you're feeling good. Like you can continue for the next half. Get out of your own head, you've got this. Now, match that same stroke rate, match that same split time for the next 500 meters. Once you reach the final 500, that's when we want to kick up that intensity just a little bit by taking up those watts, speeding up that stroke rate, and taking down that split time. We're not quite going all out. Again, you have 2 more challenges to complete, but we want to finish strong so we can move on to the weight floor. All right, y'all, that's all I have for y'all. I hope that helps. Take in what you can. Good luck. You're going to crush it.
All right, now we're gonna talk about the weight floor portion of the DriTri. So just keep in mind, you will just come off of that 2,000 meter row. You're gonna be a little tired, you're gonna be breathing heavy. Grab your things, try to recover on the walk over to the weight floor and get into your reps in some way as quickly as possible. Couple things to note on the weight floor. There will be 6 exercises that you're gonna perform 2 full rounds of in order to get your 300 reps. Keep in mind, if you're wanting to place, you need to do the full version of each move, meaning push-ups on your toes, bench tap squats with your hip tapping the bench, and so on. If you're not looking to place, you can use all the options you need to finish strong. All of the movements we're going to talk about are shoulder, trunk, and hip anchors, and how to make sure that we're moving well through fatigue and also pacing for keeping our energy high. First things first, we've got our push-up. So we're going to come down to the floor, keep your plank nice and tight, shoulders set back and down, belly drawn in for that mid-spine anchor, and squeeze the quads and the glutes for your hips to stay nice and level. Drop down, chest right between elbows, and then press right on up to the top. Always an option if you're not looking to place, you can come down to your knees. Do make sure that you're getting that full range and that we're not just coming up halfway. We want that full extension at the top. Next, we have our tap squats. So feet just outside of your bench, tapping down to that bench, and we're keeping your eye gaze and chest forward. Common mistake when we fatigue is to look down at the ground, and that's gonna cause lots of lower back problems. So just think about eyes on the horizon during that one. If you're not looking to place, a great option would be to choose your range of motion. You don't have to tap the bench. Next up, we've got our bench hopovers. Hands on the front of the bench, bend into the knees a little bit. So if I turn to the side, you can see I'm still thinking about those anchors, shoulders, trunk, and hips. Everything is engaged. Both of my feet hopping together over the bench. An option on that one, if you're not looking to place, you could do smaller hops from the back or step side to side. Common mistake on that one is going from one leg to one leg. So just make sure both feet, again, are hopping together. Then we've got our step up. For this one, we turn side on and you do all your reps on one side, all on the other. Stepping fully on top of your bench, and we want a nice straight line with your body at the top. The first foot up is the last to leave. So again, we do all those reps. If you're not looking to place, we could always lower your bench top. Just keep in mind, you're gonna do 20 of those on one leg, 20 of those on another. So you're gonna spend a considerable amount of time on those step ups. Up next, we've got our burpee. So with our burpee, again, thinking about all of those torso anchors, lock them into place, squat to get down, push back to plank, and then come up to a stand. So we squat to get down, push back, and stand up. Option, if you're not looking to place, you could step back, step in, and stand up. Common mistake is that we droop when we come down on this one, so just make sure you're using your legs to get down and up. Finally, we have plank jacks. Down on your forearms, shoulders set back and down, belly drawn in, hips tight, jack out and in with your feet. Option to tap out and in if you're not looking to place, or you could be down on your knees as well. Just make sure that our eye gaze just ahead of where your hands are, because a common mistake on this one, if we look down, you can see what happens to my hips. They come up high. So really leveling out that plank by using our eye gaze to do it. So with all of that considered, that is the 6 exercises that you're gonna do during your DriTri. I want you guys to find a magic number. What is the rep count you can get to without rest? This way, we are planning the rest, so we're not getting so far into the block and then having to rest for a minute or two. Maybe you know you can get 8 reps in, and then you take 5 seconds to rest. And then you do another 8 reps and take 5 seconds to rest. Then you do the remainder. But have a magic number in your mind before you come into your DriTri. Maybe practice some of these moves at home. Know how many that you can get in without resting, and then come in with that plan that you're gonna do that magic number before taking a shake break and then getting back in. Hope you guys find a lot of success on the weight floor. If you have any questions on these moves or other options for them, definitely reach out to one of your coaches.
What's up guys? Coach Allie here from Eagle Island. I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about the treadmill portion of the DriTri. So that is the last station of the DriTri. You'll end on the treadmill. Joggers and runners, you're gonna do 3.1 miles. That's a 5K. Power walkers, you're going half of that, 1.55 at 3%. When you finish up that distance, we're gonna take your total time in the DriTri. So first order of business, you're on the weight floor, you just finished up your 10th rep of the burpee. You're tired, muscles are fatigued, right? But our recommendation to you is to grab your stuff as soon as you finish that last rep and go straight to the treadmill. You're gonna use this time to recover. So setting your towel, your water down, hitting go, and just start walking. Right now, you're racking up distance. So you're moving towards that end goal, even if you haven't set into your pace yet. So this is where you want to recover. Once you catch your breath, you're gonna head towards that distance and pick your strategy. You have 3 options. You could, 1, do some push and base efforts like we do in class, since that's what your body is used to. Maybe a 1-minute push, 1-minute base until you hit your distance. Option number 2 is you could start out below your base pace, get your feet underneath you, and then gradually add 0.1s and 0.2s throughout your effort. Option number 3 is you could just pick a pace between your base and your push pace and hold it for the entire time if you want to hold one steady pace. So we recommend picking one of those 3 strategies beforehand so that you have your game plan going into it. When you hit the 3.1 or the 1.55 for power walkers, you're gonna hit your pause button at your hip. That way the coaches can take down your 5K time and your total time that will be up on the screen. If you guys have any questions or if you want to strategize with one of the coaches after class, please flag us down. We're so excited for the 2023 DriTri this year. Good luck, you guys. It's going to be super fun, and we'll see you in the studio.
And that is a wrap. Hopefully you guys have some good plans, some great ideas for tackling your DriTri. We're not just going into it all willy-nilly without a plan. You guys are gonna be focused. You're going to have some ideas for how to best pace your energy throughout your DriTri. So think about that 2,000 meter row. Based on what Brooklyn said, what is your goal finish time? Something above what your 2,000 meter benchmark was, so that we have energy in the reserves to finish your DriTri. What is your magic number for the weight floor? How many reps do you want to be able to get to before taking that planned rest? And what is your pacing strategy on the tread side of the room? Push base, steady state, any of those options that Ali mentioned. So make sure to jot down those goals and what your plan is so that you can come in feeling confident. Share those goals with your coaches. We want to hear about it. We are definitely here to root you on, and we're so excited for you guys to take on the DriTri.